Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday, March 24th. I'm sitting out here pulling out stitches. On Sunday, my youngest is attending a baby shower of his friends. Man, young people deserve to live their lives, right? And be happy and do young people things. So, anyway, his friend also crochets, and so at first, my youngest thought he'd really like to make like a, I don't know, about a year or two ago, him and his friend group got together and they were all making like sling tote bags for books, book bags, okay? So he thought that would make a really nice gift if I could make something like that. Well, outside of home ec, or excuse me, family and consumer science, he doesn't have like sewing skills. Like I'm self-taught myself. We don't. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. So he asked if I would help make a tote bag, and I said sure. I said, do you have the video that you all used for that tote bag so I know how much fabric we should purchase, right? We got to find out. Sent me video. It wasn't the video that him and his friend had used. The friends group. It was a different video. Not only that, but that was fine, right? So we'll just go with this video and we'll use this. Well, we picked out some fabric. The friend likes cows, I guess. So we picked out some fabric. Here, I'll show you, okay? It's cute. Oh, I got a kind of a pocket basted on there. Okay, cows, like a little, isn't that cute, right? It's cute. So, and then fabric for the straps. Here, I'll show you that. I know. What is that, a Holstein, right? It's just a cow. What happened was, though, is that I attached the strap according to the directions of the video. I said, well, we'll go with that. We'll use those dimensions and we'll do that. Well, you know what happened? The straps, I even sewed all of this down and I've since taken it apart. So if we start here, and this is the bottom of the bag, right? And this is a side pocket. We stitch it down, and then all of this would get caught in the bottom of the seam, right? Look how short that strap is. And so I'm looking at it going, what the heck? Not only that, but there wasn't side panels. There was a long square bottom box, but no side panels. So we've since constructed, look, a side panel with a pocket. Let me show you. We did get the lining done. Hang on. Let me lay all this out here. I'm gonna get it all wrinkled. I don't want to do that. Okay. So this is the inside, right, of the bag. And I added, or we did, some fusible web so that the bag will stand up on its own, right? And then this is gonna look so darling. I'm really excited about it. Right, so this would be a side panel with a pocket so that the friend could put a water bottle or crochet needles or knitting needles or even a baby bottle or, you know what I mean? Like it'll function as, if they want to use it as a, what do you call it? A diaper bag, or just a regular tote, whatever. So in any case, what happened was because those straps were so dang short, I'm not buying more fabric. So here's my first strap. I took all the stitching out of that, right? Because I'm gonna connect the two the same way that you would, what's your quilt binding, if you're familiar with quilting at all. Here we go. See the two You lay 2 strips of fabric together perpendicular to one another like a letter L or a T, and they get sewn on a diagonal, right? Sorry. And then it's just this most bizarre little goofy hack, right? So you sew it like that, and then when it unfolds, it's a straight piece of fabric. So we're gonna make a whole new strap and cut it to the desired length, like, you know, that we need it after we make a really long one. Set us back a little bit, but that's okay. It's Sunday is the, you know, the deadline. So, oh, that's the one I was using. Anyway. Anyway. That'll be cute, right? I'm excited for that. I have tulips that are finally coming up outside. Just barely. You can just see the little spike tips. Just barely pushing through the sod. I don't know. My mom told me hers are like a foot tall already. Everything's slower up here, I swear to goodness. Right? Anyway. Yeah, if I get this finished, or if we get this finished, because the point is not that I make it. My youngest is making it, right? So he's had some experience with stitching on corners and basting and locking stitches or not, you know. When I run seams together, they don't need to lock, so I don't, you know, my mom likes to quilt. I took a quilt class with her once, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, just for fun. She wanted to go, and so I learned how to do that. But garments, I don't mind making garments, or, you know, curtains or mending, or otherwise 9 times out of 10, I don't want to sew. Like, sewing isn't my favorite hobby, you know. Plus, it's not necessarily inexpensive, right? You got to get your hands on fabric, and fabric isn't cheap. It's not like knitting or crochet, right? Like, well, skeins of yarn aren't cheap either, right? 8 to 10 bucks sometimes. 12 or 15, I suppose, depending on the wool, or if it's wool, right? Like, if it's real good wool, it'd get real expensive. I'm having a hard time pulling the stitches because we did all the work, right, to sew them inside out, and then to pull this entire thing inside right and sew it, you know, iron it down quite a bit. I'm excited for young people. That are starting out and making a life for themselves. They fully deserve to, even though, you know, my oldest, oh, him and his partner they're common law married already, but they're 30, you know. So, but they're gonna have a ceremony and actually get married, and I think they might want to have kids, and I don't know, that's not my life to live, though, you know what I mean? Like, I would I feel like the whole world is on fire, and maybe we should just wait with that for a minute, but like I said, it's not my life to live, and they deserve to do all the things all of us did. Besides, they're not the ones who made a mess out of all this. I'm really excited. I want to get all of this done because I want my kitchen table so I can plant seeds. I want to plant some tomato seeds, some Romas. I could get away with it. I could do it on the lawn counter, you know what I mean? But I don't want soil or dirt getting around our little sewing project here. What have you been up to? You making anything? You doing anything? We've been going for walks outside. You know what? And my youngest has, you know, one of them fandangled tech watches that I don't need to name the brand. Anyway, it counts his steps. So I tell you what, it's just a like a block or two loop, and we've got a mile down. We don't have to even. It's 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's good for us. It's good for us. Get outside, you know, take a breath, get some fresh air in your lungs, make your muscle groups in your body work, you know. Your legs, the biggest muscle group in your body. It's good for you. There we go. Oh, I got it. I have been working on pulling that stitch out since last night. There. Yeah, it's a little roughed up, but I'll pull all these bits out of here and put an iron on it with some steam, kind of heal it up, you know. And we'll sew these two together, make a long strap. Oh, I'm gonna get this done. We will. My youngest is still in bed. It's not even 8 in the morning yet, really. Well, okay, it's a little after. I'm gonna find something just to keep ourselves busy. In the meantime, I don't know, you wanna see the cannas? They're doing all right. I don't know if you can see them. Like, the little canna starts down there. But then I had a couple others that were much bigger, right? So, oh, where are you guys at? Here, right there they are. Oh, and there's the bub. Yeah, they're doing all right, man. They're getting pretty big. Anyway, should probably stop dragging my stuff around here. There you go. Okay, so just wanted to pop on and say hello, and I hope you're having a good day. I'll talk to you later.